Arab states, distinguished guests, may God's peace and blessings be with you. At the outset, I extend all thanks and appreciation to my brother, His Excellency President Abdel Fattah Rashid, and the people of Iraq for the warm reception and generous hospitality and the kind affections we have been touched with since our arrival into Baghdad. Wishing His Excellency all success as a president of the current session. Similarly, I extend all thanks and appreciation to His Majesty King Hamad bin Isa Al Khalifa, the monarch of Bahrain, as the president of the previous session, for his concerted and genuine efforts in support of the causes of the nation, reinforcing the joint Arab action. This summit is convened amid historic conditions as our region is faced with complicated challenges and unprecedented conditions which mandate and require all of us, peoples and leaders, to adopt a unified stand, firmly united in words and in action, safeguarding the security of our homeland and preserving the resources of our peoples. It is no secret that the Palestinian cause is living one of its darkest and gravest moments, as the Palestinian people are reeling under organized systematic crimes and brutal practices for more than 1.5 years, aiming at exterminating and ending their existence in Gaza Strip, as Gaza Strip has been under immense devastation, rendering it into an inhabitable place in an attempt to forcibly drive its population outside. The Israeli war machine has not left any building standing or have mercy on any innocent child or woman, taking starvation as a weapon and devastation as a practice whereby more than 2 million Palestinian people within the Strip have been turned displaced. This is a flagrant violation of all laws and practices. In the West Bank, the same oppressive policy is still being adopted by the Israeli occupation forces. However, the Palestinian people remain holding steadfast to their homeland and their rightful right. Since October 2023, Egypt has intensified its political efforts to stop the bloodbath, hoping a ceasefire be reached and the relief aid be delivered, demanding the international community, chiefly the United States, to take firm stances to end this humanitarian catastrophe. I wouldn't fail to mention and commend the efforts made by President Trump, where on last month a ceasefire was reached in Gaza Strip, yet it did not hold amid Israel's repeated violations, undermining all attempts for stability. Despite all that, Egypt, in coordination with Qatar and the United States as the co-partners in the mediation, to have a ceasefire established. As a result, Alexander was recently released. Also, a call was made for an extraordinary summit on March 24th, where we reiterated the firm stand by the Arab nations rejecting the forcible transfer of the Gazan population and the immediate need for the reconstruction of Gaza Strip, which proposal was agreed upon and endorsed by the Arab nations. And within this context, we intend to convene an international conference for the early recovery and reconstruction of Gaza Strip once the war comes to an end. During the Cairo summit, the Arab states sent out a firm message that the Israeli occupation must end the Palestinian independent state be established on 1967 borders with East Jerusalem as its capital as the only tool to end this vicious cycle of violence which continue to threaten the entire region and its peoples. And here I would like to reiterate that even if Israel succeeds in concluding agreements of normalization, the lasting and comprehensive peace in the Middle East will remain far-fetched unless the Palestinian state is established in line with international resolutions. Based on this, I demand and I call upon President Trump, who is a leader seeking peace, to do all what is needed to have a ceasefire established, war ended in Gaza, to pave the way for a comprehensive peace process where he would act as a sponsor, and which a process will yield in a comprehensive, lasting peace in line with the historic role played by the United States to establish peace between Egypt and Israel in the early 70s. In addition to the Palestinian cause, our Arab nation is faced with existential challenges which require us to remain united, to face them firmly and with undented resolve, as Sudan is at crossroads, undermining its unity and stability, whereby we are required to act to establish a ceasefire and secure the delivery of relief aid and safeguard the territorial integrity of Sudan and its state institution, and to steer the country away from the establishment of any parallel governments. In Syria, we should bank upon the opportunity after lifting the sanctions, and the transitional period must be comprehensive without any marginalization. The state of Syria, its unity, be safeguarded, terrorism be combated, and to ensure that it would not return, as we reiterate that Israel must pull out from the Golan Heights and all the occupied territories. The agreement for ceasing hostility and UN Resolution 1701 in Lebanon must be implemented, and Israel must pull out from Lebanon, and Lebanon's sovereignty over its territories be respected. In Libya, Egypt will continue with its genuine efforts to enable a political reconciliation, comprehensive and lasting, in line with the relevant resolution through a diplomatic and political path whereby early election be held to ensure that the Libyan people will have their say, elect their leaders, with the necessity of pulling out of all the foreign militias. In Yemen, the conflict continues to drag on. It's time for Yemen and Yemenis to restore stability and security through a comprehensive settlement, which would end the humanitarian crisis that has been torpedoing the country for years and preserve its state institutions. And I here reiterate that normal navigation in Bab el-Mandeb and the Red Sea must be restored, paving the way for security and stability, and seek solutions beneficial to our respective peoples. We wouldn't forget our support to Somalia, reiterating our total rejection of any attempt to undermine its sovereignty or undermine the role of regional and international players in support of the Somali government maintaining security and stability in the country. Your Majesties, Your Royal Highnesses, Your Excellency, in a conclusion, I say it out loudly and candidly: the heavy burden and responsibility we all share, and this historic moment we are at, demand us to act for the interest of the Arab nation and to work together hand in hand to resolve all the conflicts and issues, namely the Palestinian cause, where there is no alternative but justice and right. Let's work together to reinforce our cooperation, invest and bank on our unity, believing that our peoples deserve a better future that is equal to the glory of its past. To march forward, Let's make this summit a turning point towards a better future for our Arab nations. May God guide our steps forward to the best interest of our Arab peoples. Thank you.